Right, so this Vibes in 5, Ghana's first social media celeb talk show. The name Arnold Elavanyo, you can always call me. Bro, you see me? Big shouts going out to ESK Collections, makeup, beaded accessories. Follow them on Instagram and do business. Well, you already know this is where all the big issues happen. We tell you stories that you can't understand. You can't really wrap your head around yet. You would have to listen and pay attention to it and pick one or two from it. This interview is very, 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 what should I say, very touching. I know it's going to be very touching, very interesting, and very revealing as well. My guest goes by the name Sophia. She had her life intact. You know, everything was going on well. Married, working, had her children. But one moment, in less than 5 minutes, or should I even say in less than 2 minutes, things started going bad. And even as she sits here, I know she finds it difficult to understand why that happened to her. But I won't even give off the story. She will say everything the way she wants to say it, and then we take it from there. Sophia, you're welcome.
Thank you, Arnold.
You're looking good. Very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, and very calm as well. Is it because it's morning, or you are just naturally a calm person?
That's how I am.
That's how you are?
Yes.
Great. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so now. Hit the notification button so that anytime I drop interview, you get to see it first and be part of the first few people who get to see it. So please subscribe and hit the notification button. Now let's get talking. In my intro, I said you had everything working out for you.
Exactly.
Intact.
Exactly.
And in less than 2 minutes, or by extension 5 minutes, things started falling apart.
Exactly.
Sophia, what happened?
So it was a normal Saturday, and I decided to go to the market because I was a very busy person. So what I usually do is, at the end of the month, I do all my shopping so that
you wouldn't have to spend time shopping.
Exactly, yes.
Yes. You would speak up for me a bit, just a bit. I like the level, but just raise it a bit for me. What do you do? Are you a nurse?
Yes, I'm a nurse by profession.
So confirmed, you're a nurse?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you do your shopping and everything for the month?
For the month.
Okay.
Because at that time I was schooling, I was doing part-time and other jobs around. So I do all my shopping and then. So it was a 31st. And that was the end of the month, the last Saturday. So that's what I decided to do. And then, because I had my kids, I couldn't leave them. I have to leave them with somebody. And I was going with my husband, so I wanted to leave them with my mom.
Okay.
That is what I usually do.
You take the kids to your mom?
And then from the market, I'll come back and pick them, and then we come
home. Okay.
So on reaching there, and usually when I leave them, I always say that one is standing here, one is standing here. And she wouldn't get time to do any other thing. So I will tell her, if you want to wee or pick something from the room or anything, just go and do it whilst I wait. When she comes and she's settled, then I leave. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So the chair she was sitting on, she went to the room and then I sat on it.
You sat in the chair with the children standing by you, because
but
usually that's what happens, right?
So one was standing there, and then I decided to breastfeed. The second one was breastfeeding.
So you carried the second one?
Yes. So I carried her and I was breastfeeding, and then I asked the first one to pick water for me. So she just entered the shop, and then all I heard was boom. Yes.
So you were in a shop?
No, we were sitting in front of a shop.
You were sitting in front of a shop?
Yes.
By a busy street?
Yeah, it's a busy street, but it's not close to the street.
Close to the street.
Yes. If this is the street, there's a big pavement plus a very large car park before where the shop is.
Before where the shop is.
Yes.
So you felt safe sitting there?
Exactly.
Because it's something that happens.
Yes.
Your mom sits there with your children all the time?
Every day. She's not the only one who sits there. There's a lot of shop. And then designing school. I mean, it's a house.
It's a house.
So it's not that close to the roadside. Yes.
So a car ran into you.
Exactly.
Whilst you were in front of the shop.
Yes.
And you are alive.
Yes, I'm alive. By the grace of God.
How did it happen?
I didn't.
What car was it?
Honestly, if you ask me, I can't tell. Because I didn't see it coming. All I heard was somebody called me, and then I heard the bump.
Bam on your legs. with
So
a child?
when the person called me, instinctively, I just lifted my daughter. Yes.
Okay.
I think that was what saved her.
You lifted her and
Yes,
the car
but-
rammed into you.
Yes. It trapped the two of us, but it caught her legs. Yes. So she didn't get any fracture.
Who was driving?
It was a lady.
It was a lady.
Yes.
You could tell it was a lady.
Yeah, she visited me afterwards, so I know the person.
So did she wait when she ran into you?
When it happened, she ran away and left the car on us. Later, what she explained was, or the excuse she gave was, she didn't feel safe. She was afraid
That she could be lynched, mob justice.
Exactly, and I understood her. In that community, usually that is what happens when anybody makes such mistakes.
They beat you.
Yes, they beat the person or.
So she left you trapped under the car with your
my
baby
daughter, yes,
and ran away.
and just went away.
Who came to save you?
They're church drivers, so they had to stop their cars and then they pushed the car because the engine was on. Yes, so they pushed the car and then they pulled my daughter out, and then I was also rescued.
You didn't black out, so you saw what was
I
happening.
saw everything that happened.
Whilst you were in pain,
Yes,
whilst your legs were trapped.
exactly. I saw everything. I saw everything.
What was running through your mind then?
Oh, I knew that was the end. I mean, going through such situation, because when they moved the car, I saw the blood, some of the flesh, and then I
bones.
couldn't feel my leg anymore.
Okay,
All
both legs.
Yeah, both legs and thighs. So I knew that. Oh, then that's it.
Did your mom come to see what happened?
Yeah, she came too.
Did she collapse?
She just fell on the floor, and I at that time I heard the first one who was picking the water for me screaming, "Mommy, mommy!" And then my mother too was asking, "Hey, who is doing this to me?" Yeah.
And then she just went off like that.
Yes.
So you were rushed to the hospital?
Yes.
To your hospital?
Yes.
Because you're a nurse?
Yes.
Where do you work?
The crowd, everybody was saying, "Let's take her to," police hospital is close to Osu. It's
Okay.
in Osu, yes.
So it happened in Osu?
So, yes. So everybody, some people were saying, "Let's take her to police hospital." Others said 37, some said Kolebu. But when I lifted my head, I saw a colleague whom I know on a normal day wouldn't come there to do anything. So sometimes I say that God really planned or was
Placed
in the whole,
someone
yes.
there.
And she was the only person I saw. So I told her to organize and then take me to Kolebu because that's where I work. Yes. Any other place, I don't know how I'm going to be treated or received. And the more it keeps long, the worse it's become.
So they took you to Kolebu?
Yes.
Upon reaching Kolebu, what was the doctor's statement? Was it to cut the legs? Was it to fix it? What was it?
Yes. On reaching there, because of how bad it was, they said this one should be amputated.
Both?
Both. But again, when we were going in the taxi, when the car was blowing all the horn, I remembered one of our doctor's number. I usually work with him, so I have his number in my head. Yes.
Him.
So I called him that this is what has happened to me. So he should meet me at the accident center. They are bringing me there. So he said he was somewhere. So called another doctor to meet him. So when I got there, one of my department doctors were already there. So he talked with the orthopedic surgeons that, oh, she's a nurse in this department, so we are willing to help. Because obviously what is happening is the orthopedics and the plastic surgery who is going to handle it, yes. And luckily for me, I work in the plastic surgery,
So they decided to handle it?
They decided to handle it.
And they decided not to amputate it?
Yes.
So what was the fix going to be like? And you working in the plastic surgery department, definitely you know how long it probably would take before your legs get fixed.
Yes.
Were you ready for that?
Yes. Initially it was difficult, but I know that fixing it would be better than me sitting in the wheelchair. Because definitely when they amputate your legs, you are going to be in the wheelchair. A lot will change.
Yeah.
You won't be the same. You can't walk. You can't go to certain places. Yes. So I felt right from the beginning that I have to go through something to get back on my feet. Yes.
Had you saved enough for that?
No, there's nobody who will save for any tragedy or anything.
Yeah.
So,
However, you could have enough in your account, not necessarily for the tragedy, but when it happens, you know, okay, I have money. They should do whatever they will do. Sometimes the tears that come is not basically because of what you're feeling, but how you'll be able to finance the solution.
Yes.
Were you in a position where you could finance the solution?
I won't say yes, but the little I have, I mean, the little savings I've done, insurances and all those things, then I had to fall on those things, yes.
At what point did you inform your husband? Or who informed him?
Oh, right. When the thing happened, my mom called. Okay. I think anybody, I don't know somebody who called, yes, but somebody called that this is what has happened to your wife. You know, when we got there, he went with us with the kids. And then when we were going out to the market, somebody hit our car. You know, the car stopped for us to go drive in, and then another car was speeding. So he came to hit us. So they have to go to the police station. So I got back to wait for him. To
come and pick you from your mom's end
to the market. And then unfortunately, when they left to the police station, I was also not.
So had you not been in that seat, it would have been your mom and your two children.
Exactly. And sometimes I always thank God. When I say it, people don't understand, but I know my mom and my two children, it wouldn't have been easy for me. Yes. So
that's what happened. How many surgeries were done on
you? It wasn't at once, you know, because of the way it was. It has to be gradual at every point in time in what they do. But so far, I've done 19 surgeries.
19 surgeries?
Yes.
On your legs alone?
Yes.
19 surgeries. And they were able to fix it to the point where you could walk?
Yes.
Taking skins from parts of your body to fix it?
Yes. So they took some part of my thigh to add up, even though it wasn't that perfect, but at least it's better than, yes. And then some bones from my ribs to add up to, because the bones were shortened.
So they took bones from your ribs?
Yes.
Took part of your skin on your thigh to add up to?
Exactly.
Did they take from other people too?
No.
Bones from other people too?
No.
Everything was from you?
Me, yes.
To fix you?
Exactly.
At that point, what was life becoming for you? I mean, you were in a hospital, laying in a hospital bed. What was life becoming?
A lot ran through my mind, because looking at where I was before this thing happened, I know definitely life was going to change. It wouldn't be the same in my marriage. It wouldn't be the same for my profession. It wouldn't be the same for my finances, my social life, and everything. My dressing and everything was going to change.
Everything was going to change.
Yes. So
was it easy accepting that reality?
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. So you spoke to yourself, or you fell on? You can have a tissue.
I remember the first time they took the dressing off. You know, for a long time, the bandage was there because they keep dressing the wound after the skin graft and all those things. So I remember the first time they took it off. Because anytime they would do the dressing, they didn't want me to see it. I think the way it was bad, they felt that I would be discouraged or anything, yes. So the first time they took it off, when I saw my legs, I said, oh. I remember I cried throughout the night, but my brother encouraged me that it's not the end of life. I mean, I have life, so that's more important.
And little by little,
Yes.
you became used to it.
Yes.
I know there were times you were totally discouraged, like you felt like giving up. And how did you kick yourself back into strong mood?
Yes, I'm naturally a very positive person, and in all situations, I try that. I look at the good side of it.
Right.
And at that time, looking at how small my kids were, I said, no, if you are there, even people handling your children, how is it like?
Right.
So leaving them at this time, they growing up, staying with people, because I had a very difficult upbringing. My dad wasn't around, and it was my mom alone. And the kind of things I went through, I wasn't praying that for my children.
For your children.
Yes.
But here you were
In
seeing that
situation,
almost
yeah.
happening.
Yes.
You couldn't.
So every day I was just praying to God to just give me life to live. Even if I have to be at one place to see them through till they grow up, it's fine for me than leaving them. Yes.
Now let's talk about your position or posture in bed. Your legs have been affected.
Yeah.
What was your regular sleeping position?
You know, a normal person, you can't sleep at one place. You toss to the left, the right, and then you lie on your back small, your front small. But when it happened, because of the way the fracture was, and from the beginning, they had one of these treatments called pulleys. They hang a weight. They put a pin in the bone and the leg, in the knee, and then they have to hang this weight, some kilos of weight on it, just to pull it. Because if they don't pull it, it will shrink behind another bone. So from the beginning, that was the treatment. So because of the way it was hanging, then I have to lie on my back. Even without that, I couldn't have turned because both legs weren't working. Yes. So I was just on my back, and then I had sores at the back of my head.
Your back, your head.
Yes.
How many months did you stay in the hospital under that condition?
Well, the first time it happened, I stayed there for almost 6 months. And then I went home, and then anytime I come on review, they had something to do.
So
then I had
stayed.
to come back on admission, go back. That
Just
is
like that?
Yes. I was just in and out of the hospital almost all the time.
Was there a point you felt like, I mean, I'm suffering, I should just end it?
Yes. At a point in time, I said, no, the suffering, the pain is too much. I mean, it's too much. Let me just give up. But at the same time, as I said, I look at my children. At the same time, I had a lot of plans.
So it was your children more?
Yes, more of my children. I thought about them more because they've not done any evil to go through that kind of pain because of their mom. When I can also force, you know, the positive mind alone is part of the healing. The moment you decide I give up, then the healing is a bit slow.
Wobbly.
Yes, but when you are forcing and you want to push to get yourself back, the healing is fast. You are always positive, so even when it's not good, you know it's good. So
I know eating would have become a problem.
yeah.
So you reduced.
Yes.
You lost weight totally.
Yes, I lost weight.
You weren't looking like yourself.
No. I changed. I changed at a point in time that if I don't even call you, you won't even notice me.
That's you.
Yes. But from the beginning, because I was at one place, I gained a little bit of weight. But when I stood up, and then I started walking, the stress, and then, you know, a bit of thinking and all those things.
So you had to learn how to walk all over again?
Yes. I started like a baby. I mean, From the wheelchair, I have to drag my butt on the floor for some time, and then using the Zimmer frame. Then I came to the crutches before
you started
I was
taking.
yes.
So
one
when you
step
took
at
your
a time.
first complete step again, how did you see yourself? How did you feel? Your first complete step after the surgery?
Yes, that day it wasn't easy because you feel the weight on the leg. Yes, so the pain was more, but you can't stay at one place forever. So definitely, just as if you have a surgery today, the pain will be there, but the next day it reduces a bit, the next day it reduces. I know that
That's
with
how it
time,
goes.
yes.
Okay. Again, you had been brought home
Yes.
from the hospital, cleared to go home. How was the reintegration into the family? Your marriage, your children. What was it like?
Oh, my children were very happy to see me.
Your husband?
Yes, he was also happy
Was he
because
supportive?
yes, he was, and he has to be running up and down the hospital aside my mom and then my brother and then other colleagues. So when I came home, it was a relief for him because he would get the time to do
work.
a lot of things. Yes, and then the kids too had to move from people's places back home because
your
their
place.
mom is now home. Yes,
Okay.
so they were happy. There are a lot of things that when their mom is not there, they won't get. Yes,
Now they got it,
they
so
got
they were
it.
happy.
Yes, so they were happy.
Whilst in the hospital, were you thinking about your marriage? How it's going to affect your marriage?
Yes.
Was that one of the things that disturbed you?
Yes, I thought about that, but I think I concentrated more on myself and my healing because, I mean, human beings and men and especially, you can be there and whatever they will do, they will do. I mean, it's not about your absence. Your absence maybe will give them more room to do
operate,
it, yes.
yeah.
But your presence or your absence doesn't really change the person's decision to do anything, yes.
But was there a point
So-
you felt like the way I am now could affect how he sees me and he could?
Yes, and I decided, well, a lot of people were saying a lot of men, when it happens like that, they will run and leave you. I just decided I don't care around that side. I still have my beauty, and when I dress, if I don't tell you this is what I've...
You wouldn't know.
Yes, so if he wants to go and look for that perfect person, I didn't mind. I mean, it's his personal decision, and my concentration was on my children.
Did you feel let back, one, because you were schooling before this happened, you were working as a young woman, you were taking care of your children, now you couldn't go to class and you couldn't work the way you used to work. Did you feel like people were moving forward and you were getting backwards?
Yes, yes. It's something that bothered me from the beginning, but at the same time, I thought about it and said that, well, where you think you have reached, somebody is now starting from there. So what about that? Yes, there's somebody who hasn't even gone through anything, but hasn't reached where you are.
What level were
So,
you?
I was in 300. I was just about to complete
To
400. Yes, yeah.
And then it happened.
It happened.
So when you see your mates who had gone forward and perhaps living the way they want to live, how does it feel?
Oh, sometimes it hurts, but, well, when I was in perioperative school, we had very old women who were now coming to upgrade themselves. So I found out that, I mean, at every point in time, no matter the age, if you decide you want to shoot up again, you can still do it. And that room is there for me.
And
Yes.
would you still want to pursue?
Yes.
You would still want to
Yes.
pursue?
When my finances are stable, I'll go.
Earlier you told me you had done some petty savings and all from work and from your activities.
Yeah.
Did you still have to solicit for funds from elsewhere?
Oh, yes. Yes. At a point in time, I have to take a lot of loans because anytime you are going for surgeries, You have to do some labs, some tests. You have to go to the blood bank, even looking for people to even donate for you, because almost all my surgeries, I take about 4 pints of blood. Yes. So getting people to do it, when they come, you have to feed them, pay their transportation to the place to come and donate for you. You have to take x-rays, and with the way the legs were, the x-ray, they take it from all directions, from top, from down, from side, you know. So just getting one, the leg alone, they have to do this, then they will come to the thigh, and it was both legs. So different, you have to do CT scan, you are doing this, paying for this, you know, you're at one place. So when you send people, you can't just be saying thank you, thank you. Otherwise, sometimes when you call them, they don't come back.
So you incurred a lot of costs.
Yes, as for that one there.
Borrowed a lot?
Yes, borrow. I mean, I think at a point in time, everybody around me, I owe them. But
have you been able to service all your loans?
I'm still on it.
How is it going?
Oh, well, I don't hide from them. Once a while, I'll call and tell you, I've not forgotten about you when I get it.
Is it difficult to get it?
Yes, it's difficult because you are paying. So, and it's not coming from anywhere. It wasn't like the time I was doing part-time and other things to, you know,
support
adapt
yourself
to what I'm getting from government. But now it's just one way, and that alone, the loans will be taking it.
So you are actually working, but you're not making money because
that is it.
When the month ends, the money goes to people. It's
people.
Servicing loans.
Yes.
So how are you taking care of medication? How are you handling yourself? Because you need money.
Yeah, so, I mean, when it happens that I have to do anything or buy anything, my family is very supportive.
Are they still supportive?
Oh, they are trying. I can't say no. They are trying. I mean, when they have, they will give. Yes.
So would you take help if help comes?
Why not? Everybody needs help. I've lost so much, so.
You've lost so much?
Yes.
As we speak, you owe a lot of money. You sleep, you wake up, and you see a car debt.
Yes.
And it doesn't look as if you'll be able to do extra work to make extra money to service them.
Yes.
So you are going to owe for a long time.
Yes. So you are just counting the years that every month it will reduce. Every month it will reduce from your salary. So that is.
Are you able to still take money from people?
Yes, when I need it and I don't have. I mean, through this, I've learned not to ask for help. When I don't have, I ask. I put that shame aside.
Then you ask. It's difficult to ask. Very difficult. But you swallow your pride and you ask. Would you want people to help? I can allow you to put out your number. I'll put it on the screen. Benevolent people. Fortunately for us, we have a lot of audience. Ghana, outside, and there are a lot of good people amongst them who would just pick your number and send money to you just to support you. And so the number is on the screen. I'm sure it's Momo number. Wherever you are within the world, you can give her a call, talk to her, any help. Things like this, I like it direct. You know, don't come through me. If you happen to have my contact and you contact me, I'll still connect you to her. But I love for you to deal with her directly. So any help you have that you would want to help a sister, a mother, you know, an auntie, a friend, you know, classmates, she has church members, whatever it is you would want to help her with, the number is there. Send her something or talk to her, maybe a word of encouragement, but most importantly, you know, she's owing. And I know what I'm talking about. A lot. To the point where she can't even ask again because everybody's looking at you like you are living hand to mouth. It is well. Let's come back home. When you went through the surgery and everything, you have 3 children.
Yes.
But before the accident, they were 2.
Yes.
At what point did the 3rd one come?
Just when I was getting up from the wheelchair. And then
you got pregnant?
Yes, I got
pregnant. So the hobby didn't give you break. Hobby was still eating you. hobby was still eating you. The metals, you know, the hobby. Brad Dan, why? Your libido was high.
Oh, I think I was in pain and he was trying to help me.
Down.
Yes,
and
then
did it work? At least you're laughing.
Arnold.
I have a way of making it happen. You won't cry throughout. Did you have? Because I'm asking myself a lot of questions. But your libido. You are sick, but your libido is high.
Even the people on the streets,
They still have
me. Look at the way they give birth to plenty children. So,
So you needed that to pushing you small. So you became pregnant.
yes.
Around that time.
Yes, and that was also another challenge on its own, because at that time when we even found that I was pregnant, I was going in for a surgery, and I think a day before or something, I was telling my doctor that I'm not feeling too well. My tummy has become hard, and he made a joke out of it that, hey, women, when they start talking like this, then it means they are I even swear that, oh, it's not pregnancy, because I know that something like that. Because I was taking a lot of drugs.
Right.
They were giving me a lot of drugs that I never knew a pregnancy can escape that. Yes. So he said they should do a pregnancy test, and then it happened that I was pregnant. So we spoke to the obstetrician that no, this thing has to come out, because at that time what I was going through, I have to go through a surgery and all that. I had an implant infection. The metal they put in gave me an infection that the whole bone was going off. So they had to really do something about it at that time. And then this thing too came in.
Pregnant too.
Yes, so it was difficult, but at the same time, he encouraged me, and I always thank him for that, Dr. Salau. He said that if you don't give birth to that child, I'm not going to take care of you again.
Right.
So I have to rethink my decision.
So you carried the baby
yes,
throughout to the 9th month.
Yes.
Were you able to push? Now I'm being very detailed here because your legs.
No, there wasn't any way they could make me push. Yes, because already, before somebody goes through labor, you look at their bone length and all those things, yes. And the hips alone wasn't in alignment. It was a bit crooked because the one bone is shortened than, yes. And then I've had 2 previous years. So it was, yes, it wasn't a decision to even try to push at all, yes.
So you had your baby?
Yes.
Boy or girl?
A boy, and I had 2 girls.
You had 2 girls, so one man on top of it.
Yes.
That was good.
Yes.
That was good. But your husband, man.
I think it's God.
It's God.
Yes. It was years after I noticed that that boy was a blessing to me. I mean, he came to wipe some tears because of an incident that happened. Yes.
It's like a gift.
Yes.
So is everything all right? Is family all right? Is work? Is everything all right?
Yes,
apart
we are
from
trying.
the debt.
We are trying. Yes.
I see. We thank God.
Yes.
It is well.
Yes.
Any more surgeries to come?
Yes.
You've already done 19 surgeries on the leg.
Yes. The right one, I had to do it last year, but because of the COVID and a little financial problem, so we had to hold on. At the point when they were putting the metal in, they didn't get the exact length. It was a bit longer than the bone, yes. So, but there wasn't anything they could do, so they have to put it in. But for some time, it was giving me knee pain, so they had to take it off, yes. Right. But a lot of things, so we are holding on. So but maybe by the close of the year or next year, early next year, yes, they have to.
But now you walk.
Yes, by
without
the grace
support.
of God.
In fact, you walk to the studio.
Yes.
First floor. We are on story building.
Yes.
First floor. You walked.
Even though it's not for a long distance, but at least it's walking.
It's walking.
It's walking. So
I see.
I'm glad.
We thank God.
Yes.
At least you are smiling. You are okay. You go to work.
You are making me smile.
Yeah, the libido is still there, Once in a while, you pass there. It's very, very important. But I hope you don't give birth again because
Oh, no.
you have
No,
blocked it.
no. Yes.
Hey, now you are in danger.
Nyankonkwa.
Wow, Sophia, interesting. I mean, your story is quite touching. And it wasn't something you planned. It wasn't as if you were in a car, you were driving recklessly, you weren't stand by the roadside. You were sitting
in
somewhere.
my house, yes.
And assembly to me and yourself, like you are in
Just like that.
just
yes.
in your space, doing your thing, and then trouble just walked to you.
Exactly.
And everything turned.
Yes.
Everything, your work, your family,
Everything.
your dreams, everything.
Because I love working in the theater, but when this happened, I have to be changed to a different place where I can, because in theater, it means when you go there, you are just an adapt.
Yeah.
You won't do much, and you still need people to do the work, yes. So I have to be changed to a different
Was it easy being away from your children? I mean, we are wrapping up. Being away from your children.
It wasn't easy at all, but my siblings did very well, and my husband too. I mean, every morning or afternoon, they will bring them. And you know, the second one was breastfeeding when the incident happened. So I couldn't just cut it off like that. So every morning they have to bring her for me to breastfeed her whilst in the hospital, and then they will take her back. They bring her and then I
breastfeed in the hospital and they take her back?
Yes, and then they take her back. Just there. So gradually before I weaned her off the breast milk.
You are strong.
It's God.
You're strong. And the woman who hit you, you've met her now?
Yes, she's there.
You talked to her? Have you forgiven her?
Oh yes, I have.
Did she apologize?
If you don't forgive her, the thing is there.
Did she apologize?
Oh, yes. She brought pastors and some church elders to come and say sorry to me.
So psychologically, you've been able to wean yourself off it.
Yes.
Now you can watch your legs and you're okay.
Yes, I'm fine. I mean, though there are a lot of scars, all these are needle pricks because of surgeries and stuff, but and all the treatments I've gone through. But anytime I look at it, it makes me thank God for how far He has brought.
Were you addicted at any point to any of your medicines? Because you said you took a lot of drugs.
Yes.
Chances that you could be addicted to one was high. Or?
Yes, I became so hooked to a painkiller because sometimes you go to bed in pain, you wake up in pain, and continuous. It was, the pain was just continuous. You couldn't do anything. So I was just taking the painkiller like that. But as a medical practitioner too, I know the consequences of it. So immediately I asked for help, and then
you had help.
I
so you became addicted.
Out of it. Yes.
Then you asked for help.
Yes.
And then you had it.
Yes,
you went
I had
through
them.
therapy or?
Yes, I went through therapy, and then I'm off there.
So your background even helped in the healing process. You
Yes.
as a medical practitioner,
Yes.
it helped.
Yes.
Had it not been so, I don't know what your state of mind would have been.
Exactly. So at every point in time, I'm reading about it. I mean, and I look at others who have also gone through such incidents, read people's life story, like people who have gone through pain, and they have also survived. So I know that once somebody have been able to do it, I can
also survive.
Yes.
Do you feel let back in life? Final question.
Oh, I will catch up by all means.
Which means
Yes.
you admit that.
Yes.
You will catch up. Yes, you would. You would. Just stay positive. Okay. Any people you'd love to thank, people who have helped?
Yes.
If you start mentioning name, you will forget some and they will come
You
after
see,
you, especially your debtors. You just do it general.
Yes, so I will thank all the plastic surgeons in Kolebu, especially our director. He is the CEO now. And then
Speak to the camera.
he is the CEO now of Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Opoku Wariampoma. I remember that time the accident happened. He had his ticket and he was traveling, but he has to put everything on hold and then make sure I was stable before he left. Yes.
God bless you, Doc.
Mr. Pinto, and then the orthopedic surgeons, Dr. Salau, who is the team leader, Dr. Badu, and then the others. And then the nurses, I can't mention them, everybody. everybody was just willing to help. Every morning they pass by to make sure I'm okay. I mean, what I will eat, my bathing. I mean, even the male nurses were bathing for me because I couldn't do
these guys.
So everybody was there for me. My church people, they were praying, and they connect me to the phone to hear them praying. And yes, the contributions, I mean, the support, my classmates, my SS mates, and everybody has tried. Yes, everybody have helped.
It means you were a good person. Usually, if you're a good person and something happens to you, everybody is willing to help.
Exactly.
Slay, near my I go dog you.
Oh no, I'm not that type. I once a while call you to ask you how you are doing. But I think at a point in time, people misunderstood that. They think anytime you call, you wanted something, yes. So
you stopped.
That one too. But I want to especially thank my children too. I think they have done really well. They're emotionally and everything, because the one I had the accident with, even though she was small at that time, it got to a time, every time she's sleeping at dawn, she'll wake up and shout, it's coming, it's coming. Yes, so, yes, I think she always feel the car is still coming, yes. So I have to talk her through with prayers and everything. And then my only brother too, he stood in for me as a father and a brother. Every time. He has a very busy schedule, but he always finds his way. Even at 12 midnight, he will come and make sure he sees me before
he goes home. How about your husband now?
Yes, he's...
Well, he became stubborn at a point.
He's fine. He has been supportive.
He has been supportive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thank him so much.
We thank you too.
For holding the kids. Yeah. I mean, he was playing the motherly and the fatherly role at the same time.
It is well.
Mr. Patrick Jim Ayi, thank you.
Thank you. Madam Sophia, thank you very much for coming and also sharing your story. And like I said, benevolent people who would want to help, I'm sure help is welcome.
Yes, please.
Good. So the number will be on the screen. You can send it to it. I think it's registered in your name?
Yes, please.
Registered in your name. Madam. There you won't see the madam, but Sophia Ayi.
Jim
Ayi.
Yes.
Help. Who knows? Thank you very much for watching. This is Vibes in 5. Subscribe and hit the notification button. My name is Arnold Elavanyo.